And first up this week is going to be Tears of Alron, the Alchemist, book number 3, written by Vasily Mahenko. It is 320 pages, $6.99. It's available on Kindle Unlimited. Here's the author's description. The Magic Academy, an institution shrouded in mystery and secrets. People from all over the different empires want nothing more than to enroll, get their hands on the knowledge stored there, become the most respected in the world, mages. Tailyn Vlashich was one of the lucky few admitted without going through the entrance exams, and once inside, he had training, the arena, lessons, and an interesting take on what had happened 3,000 years ago to look forward to, all capped off by a dynamic labyrinth that came with a chance to sit down with the provost. After all, that's who holds the keys to the secret of the dragon's blood. But how are you supposed to find time to study when your mentor has a problem he can't handle on his own? Once again, Tailyn faces a road very unlike the noisy halls of the academy, life itself reprising its role as his trusty teacher. So there you go. Full disclosure, I received Ben's copy for review. I purchased a copy when it became available. This is just another good novel from the author. I've enjoyed every book in the series. I enjoyed everything that I think the author's written in the genre. And this is no different. This has been an interesting series. This is a very slice of life story. It's connected to another series the author has written. But it's its own thing with magic and its own game system and cards as a magic system, like having different card sets and the main character in the first couple books kind of having this ability, as a level 0, level 1 character, getting these interesting bonuses because he couldn't actually level because it wasn't old enough. In this third book, that definitely shifts because now he's of age. He's old enough to join the academy and also start leveling up like everyone else, which means that particular game mechanic is shifting a little bit. And while from the novel description, I thought that this was going to become like this some magical academy story arc, which would have been not disappointing, but it would have felt a little more familiar having been a super fan of Harry Potter. And I'm glad that it didn't just do that. Yes, part of the story, the YOLO story takes place in a magical academy. But it's not a peaceful existence. It's nothing like Harry Potter in that respect of like him having a year to like study and learn and expand his knowledge base while facing against these challenges. And instead, there are new adversaries, there are new threats, but there's a ton of action. And the magical academy story kind of takes a back seat to some of these weirder experiences and adventures. And I was just constantly surprised in the story, like all the different weird twists that the story run through that I was expecting one kind of story, and I definitely got something that was very different. And each one of these twists was like, oh, I never would have seen that coming. Even though like looking like, oh, I guess that was sort of foreshadowed a little bit in like previous books or other elements, but it was a very entertaining story right up to the very end. But again, this is a very slice of life story, which means that the story plot lines aren't necessarily completely fulfilled by the end of the story. So it's something that's continued on in the next book in the series. And so for me, I'm cool with it. I've been entertained every single one of these stories. This one is no different. It gets a score of 7.8 out of 10 for me because it is entertaining for me and I had a good time with it. So if you've read the previous 2 books and you were maybe worried about the direction this was going, don't be. This is still very fun and interesting. But if you didn't like the previous books, this really isn't that different enough that it's going to be suddenly jump on your radar. But I had a great time with it. Again, score 7.8 out of 10 for the Tears of Alron, the Alchemist, book number 3. Go read it if you enjoy the author or the series.